Alright boys, we're going to be doing some cool stuff today. Not really anything performance wise, but we're going to be painting my throttle body off the VQ. We already painted the intake manifold and the lower intake manifold, so the plenum itself. And then I'm going to make sure it doesn't look like shit, so if I had this on there it would look like aluminum stuck to the paint color I have now. And basically, the biggest part of this is you're going to want to tape off all these little plastic. Underneath here is the sensor, the sensor for the electronic throttle body. And then you're going to want to tape it off just to the point where you're going to put your coupler over. So they have a nice little mark here for you. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Just tape it so it's a nice clean line there. I mean, you probably could just not tape that if you really wanted to, but I'm just taping mine so it stays the same. Don't have to worry about it. Basically, you're going to need one of these. You could use a Scotch-Brite if you wanted to. The hand wire wheel, hand wire brush, whatever. Mounted wire wheel if you have one, if you're lucky enough. This bad boy. Basically, clean it up. This one's pretty clean already. I've been working on it for a while. You're going to want to get in there and get all the aluminum and shit out of it. It's really a pain in the ass. It takes you a little bit, but if you do good prep work, it's going to be a lot easier to do the painting itself. So, pretty much. Ooh. You get the point. Clean it up nice. There's still going to be some shit on it because it's aluminum. It's going to oxidize, so it's not going to be the prettiest thing you could ever have. But once you do that, you want to tape off the bottom of this before painting, because why would the hell would you paint your throttle body? That's just fucking stupid. So, pretty much. If you have scissors, you can do it more precisely, but I'm just going to set up like this and rip it. Nice clean tape lines. Look at that clean tape line right there. Oh yeah, real clean. It's okay to have a little overhang. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have it actually sit down like this for the first part of it, so I can still get to everything. It's just going to block off that main seal because you don't want to paint this. So it's easier on your gasket, easier on your whole entire life. Then you're gonna have a bunch of leftover shit like this. It doesn't matter if you paint in your holes. There's no threads in there actually. The bolts just go through there. They're really, really long until it reaches the thread. So probably gonna end up getting some paint in there from the front anyways. So it doesn't really matter that part as long as you're not painting inside the immediate throttle body. That's the biggest issue. I just don't want to paint over the plastic sensor because it does look like it has some air ventilation for that. I don't know why. It looks like it has some kind of coverage. Take that on there. That was a rough job, but you get the gist. Just make sure it looks pretty. The prep is the most important part, because when you're rattle canning something, it's really not that hard, so I'm sure it's not going to be a big issue. Just make sure you get all the surfaces that are going to get mounted and pressed against the gasket are the same as they started, because why would you bother even risking it? So. Oh yeah, wear safety glasses with the Ziz wheel because shit gets in your eyes. Easy as that. Alright, so we got some good old red brake clean right here. We're going to go ahead and give it some squirts. That feels good. Yeah, this towel is definitely now used, one might say. That was my face.
Good thing you're wearing safety glasses.
Good thing, because that would hurt my eyes. Oh yeah, now you can leave that there, I guess, for a little bit and let that dry. And then once you come back, do another little inspection of it. Make sure it's ready for the base coat / primer. And at the end, you can go ahead and give it a good old blow down and get all the parts that or all the gross fucking oxidization you kicked up when you were doing the wire wheel, and go ahead. And then let that dry just to make 100% sure it's all the way freaking dry, and go ahead and paint it, I guess. We have SEM direct to metal, so no primer needed. It's the olive green. I'll only show you how the finish looks. I have it on this manifold. So this is what it should finish like, and should match right up all freaking beautifully. Not bad. Jerk the shit out of your paint. Once again, like I said, you got some easy coat, direct to metal, olive green. And first coat, make sure it's spraying right, which it is. Nice light first coat, like 50% transparency. And that's your first coat. You don't need to go any thicker than that, or you're gonna get gross bubbles and drips and all that shit. So that's as easy as that for the first coat. That's all you want. Alright, so this is the third coat in. Pretty much doing the same thing, just making sure you go 50% transparency to 70, 75, and then at third coat you should be getting close to 100%, so it's almost all full. You can't see any metal. And here's a little spot it's hard to get to, I learned. And I gotta get in there. That's the tape itself, but just underneath that little ugly spot is a little bit unpainted. And then after this, you wanna flip it over and do the other side. It's only a tiny little strip on the other side because it's mostly just a big old hole for the throttle body and the back side of this here. So, back side of the actuator. So, yeah, boy! Makes it much easier if you stand it up on its side. I just found that out about 11 seconds ago. And gives you a little bit better coverage for the angles. That fourth coat, I might just do one more touch-up coat down here and around. Not that anyone's really gonna see that, but regardless, it's looking pretty good so far. And yeah, you just gotta get up in here again because that little spot's being a bitch. Alright, so fourth coat is done, and let it dry about a half hour, 40 minutes. So as you can see, I pulled off this one, that pile of tape here, and it's pretty damn satisfying to see how clean it looks underneath it with the tape lines done right. You can see how minty it looks. We'll pull the tape off this one too, so we can get the right piece at least. Be extra careful just in case anything's still a little wet. It might be, might not be. I don't even know anymore, to be honest. I don't think it's wet anymore. That was the first layer. Kind of fucking destroyed the lower layer before. Bastard. fucking ass. As you can see, pretty damn good. Not bad at all. Look at that edge. Look at that. Clean as fuck. Tape lines really pay off every time. Simple as that, guys. Don't rush your taping, don't rush your prep. Make sure everything is good to adhere for paint. And yeah, that's it. Easy as that. Just take your time and do it right.